magic in the air. Wands roll around us, cast away our care. Friends in the hallways, adventures we find. Spells and enchantments, trouble on our mind. That's so wizards, oh, 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 oh. Life is a spell we know. We're casting joy and glow, oh, oh. That's a wizard show.
Wizards of the Coast continues to do exactly what they said they were going to do. Oh no! Hello, my spookies. It is I, the OGGM. It is Wednesday. It is time for my villain arc. It's when we say nice things, quote unquote, about Wizards of the Coast. Broadcasting live from Site B. It's the OGGM. How y'all doing the first day of October? Hopefully you're safe, warm, and ready for spookies. And what's more spooky than Wizards of the Coast? I mean, really, just constantly scary, just constantly, like, 1 minute you're like, please, please, please don't do anything else, just please. And the other minute I'm like, well, do something so I have something to talk about. I mean, I said an entire day, Wizards of the Coast, aside for you, because we know inevitably you're going to do something dumb. And we've got not one, not two, but three stories from Wizards of the Coastland. Both are, and the last one, I guess, is kind of sort of good news, but also sort of bad news. So let's start with the big one. More video games. I don't play video games. Oh no. Yes, I play video games. Wizards of the Coast, King D&DL video games. Wizards of the Coast opens a brand new game studio in Montreal to D&T franchise. Yay, Canada. Shout out to my friends Jen and Sylvia, the Soska twins. You getting Wizards of the Coast in Montreal. They're building a new video game store, studio, whatever, supporting on to focus on the D&D video games. The new studio called Wizards of the Coast Studios Inc. will focus on developing new content for Dungeons and Dragons franchise, expanding Hasbro's lineup of digital games. Expected to support 200 jobs. Danny Abo, the head of D&D franchise, will also run the new studio. He's got a long pedigree with video games. It will not replace the previous video game studios that they invoke with, like Invoke Studios. So Dan, I guess, is moving to Canada, or going to be commuting a lot between USA and Canada. I guess I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that you're being banished to another country, Dan, but hey, congratulations. Hopefully you like hockey and donuts and whatever else is in Montreal, which I'm sure is a wonderful place to live. Hey, pot's legal and they've got subsidized medicine. So I'd live in Montreal if it wasn't so fucking cold, but the Soska twins are there. So maybe I can finally hang out with them. I'm all right. Hey, Aaron, good to hear it. It's my good buddy, Aaron. So yeah, oh no, they're opening up another video game studio to do more video games because they said they were going to focus on video games. The big surprise is Dan, who wanted to keep everything under one umbrella for the franchise, is now spreading off his little wings to go to Canada. Maybe he could hang out with the best DM in the world, that Carrion Eater. So much for keeping everything in one place. Dan, please take Mackenzie with you. Please take Mackenzie to Canada. And I don't know, tell her to take a long, I don't wish ill on any human being really. But if Mackenzie were to vanish in the Canadian wilderness, I don't know if I'd be that upset. I kid. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. She's just, bad news. So, hey, who here is surprised that they're opening yet another video game studio? And who here is surprised is they're taking work away from the United States and taking it to Canada? And I'm sure there's some political nonsense behind that. Well, we don't feel safe in Seattle anymore. Or tax incentive, or they want socialized medicine, or they want to pay the tariffs to move stuff from Canada back to the US. I really don't know why you'd want to take video game money out of the US and take it to Canada. Do they have a big video game development community there in Canada that I'm not aware of? I don't know. I'm not a video game guy. I ask honestly, Why Canada? Why not the normal places when we leave the United States to take business elsewhere, like the Orient or South America or Dubai or Germany, where Marvel's going? No, Canada. So once again, I asked, do they have a big video game development hotbed that I'm not aware of? Is it more cost effective to make video games in Canada than ship them to the United States than it would be to stay in the United States and build a studio here and bring jobs here? And I don't know, Dan, keep everything under the same umbrella like you said you were going to do? Because, I don't know, moving a studio to Canada that's completely separate from the other video game studio that's going to be completely separate from Wizards of the Coast Seattle doesn't feel to me like you're keeping everything under one umbrella. What do I know? I'm an idiot. Moving on. For us idiots who didn't understand Keep on the Borderlands 2024, Wizards would like us to know that they fixed it. Hey, do you want to run Keep on the Borderlands? Because we've just did a whole article and a whole separate expansion for Keep on the Borderlands to explain how Keep on the Borderlands 2024 should be run. Well, actually, it's 2025. I would question again, why not just focus on Fendelver? Why release Keep on the Borderlands? Did you really think you were going to get the nostalgia bait from the OSR? I'm going to be like, oh yeah, they did Keep on Borderlands yet. Yeah, can't wait to see how they changed and fucked up Keep on the Borderlands. I'm so excited. Said no member of the old school ever, and very few members of the new school. Nobody really wanted Keep on the Borderlands. We already have it. We didn't need a 5th edition redo. It was already done. It was called Mines of Fendelver, and we had the one that Goodman Games made, and we know that there's the Caves of Chaos thing that Aaron's going to mention that has been made that was way better. And we know there's hundreds of takes on Keep on the Borderlands out there. Keep on the Borderlands didn't really need a redo. If you wanted to create an adventure setting to introduce new players, I don't know, why don't you use the one you already have that's completely 100% yours and was actually decent? Fendelver, which was basically Keep on the Borderlands. But oh no. So if you remember, there was a lot of crying and whining about the way Keep on the Borderlands was presented because it was in a box set, and that box set came with a lot of props and maps and tokens and a lot of things that people said made it feel like a board game, because apparently we forgot the ton of box sets that Wizards and TSR made in the past to make D&D. Yeah, I knew he was going to mention it. Chaotic Games. What would I do without Aaron? It's like my secret sidekick. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, they re-released it instead of focusing on Fendelver, which they should have done because Fendelver was better. So now we have Keep on the Borderlands. Keep on the Borderlands got a lot of hullabaloo. How dare they make it more like a board game? I was like, dude, fucking free stuff. Props, maps, cards. I love everything about this. And the character sheets on cardboard. So when you spill the soda, it doesn't get completely ruined. I mean, and plus there is the built-in merchandising for replacing the tokens and the gimmicks and the cards when they get inevitably lost or ruined. Yeah, I don't see what's wrong with it. I actually enjoyed it. It looked good. I might have even have purchased it. But now I don't have to because they fixed everything that was wrong with it, making it more like a campaign and less like, I don't know, a campaign, because you don't know how to run it. And here's the picture. I guess this is the main good guy NPC. He's celebrating that the player characters have succeeded, but he did not provide enough seats for all the player characters, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 player characters, but only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seats. So these guys, you don't get a seat. And then we've got some bards. And is this AI or is this drawn by humans? Don't know. Do we even care anymore? Let's see what they say about how they fixed it. We know you weren't smart enough to figure this out on your own. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. It's the D&D Beyond article by the designers provides guidance on how to tie together the various parts of the starter set into an overarching plot. which seems a direct response to some of the main criticism leveled at the new D&D starter set. That wasn't any of the criticism that I heard. The criticism was all, why make it a board game? And that it wasn't a really good introduction. And it didn't really explain what to do after you're done. Keeping the Borderlands D&D 2025 does not prepare players for 2025 regular D&D. Not that you couldn't tie it together. It seemed like it was a pretty straightforward railroad. But yeah, it adds how to emphasize the NPCs, how to get them more interested in the differing overarching plot devices that they might have missed, like the crashed wagon or the rumor of the bandits, and focuses more on the chaos cult and the caves of chaos being the bad guys as opposed to the bandits being the bad guys, and then leaves the opening of turning Keep in the Borderlands into a larger hex crawl and possibly even a West March, because Keep in the Borderlands was already a hex crawl / West March / the whole point of Keep in the Borderlands was now you have a keep on the Borderlands. Go explore the Borderlands, knowing that you have a safe keep to come back to when you need a break. That's literally every West March came, and that's literally the plot of Keep in the Borderlands. Don't know how hard that is to follow. Seems like a pretty simple plot. Clear out Keep, deal with bandits, clear out caves, deal with chaos cult, finish all that, move on. Explore. Hey, what's the city of Hamlet? They seem to be having some problems. We should probably help them out. We did a good job back 50 years ago. It didn't really need to be fixed. But oh no, far be it from Wizards of the Coast to not do Wizards of the Coast stuff. We love you, Wizards of the Coast. Without you, what would we talk about? And speaking of bringing things to an end, what? Just see what I did there. I just wrapped everything up into a, yeah, I'm smart like that. R.A. Salvatore has said that he might be done with Drizzt. I thought you were done with Drizzt when you said all those horrible things about it and about everything that you've done and about the Dro and how you really aghast about, this racial stereotype that you created and milked for money for years, and all the people who came to D&D because of Drizzt and how Drizzt single-handedly ruined the Ranger class. Weren't you done with him like 4 years ago, when you were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that I made Drizzt. I'm so sorry that so many people identify with this character, because he's racist. Wizards of the Coast did not pay me to say that. Well, now he's like, well, you know what? I've created this new character that can take over the role of Drizzt, this Mary Sue, this thingy that she's not quite as Dro, so people can't say she's racist, and we can just focus on that character, and Drizzt can just retire. I don't know if I feel like writing him anymore. In fact, I don't know if I feel like writing anymore. So the article talks about him possibly retiring Drizzt and focusing more on Drizzt's daughter, Brianella, and some of the other characters that he's made. But then at the end of the article, he talks about, well, I'm getting old. I've got 8 grandkids. I think I might be retired completely. Might want to just spend the rest of my years spending time with my family, traveling. I've made my money. I've made my place. I mean, for bad or good. I have cemented my image on D&D for the rest of eternity. When you think of D&D Dro, you're going to think of me. When you think of D&D Rangers, you're going to think of me. I mean, he is immortalized by Drizzt. Drizzt has brought so many people to the table to want to play. He's an iconic character in the history of D&D. Love him or hate him, you can't take that away. So you know what? If Salvatore wants to retire and focus on his family and focus on other things, and I don't know, take up gardening and painting and fishing, go for it, dude. You've earned it. Are we going to forgive you for throwing Drizzt, Dro, and all the people that identified with Drizzt and Dro and loved the character and loved the history of the Dro under the bus? Are we going to forgive you for that? No. But then we also know you were kind of forced to say it. Wizards of the Coast made you say, "Oh, he's a racist." I apologize for creating this amazingly positive character that brought so many people together and made people feel welcome and whole and appreciated. Because no, that character is bad. Oh, character bad. Drizzt bad. Going to make daughter to make up for Drizzt. Apologize for Drizzt. I will. You didn't need to apologize. But hey, props for you for making your money and walking out on your own terms. Maybe you can go, I don't know, spend time with your kids, spend time with your grandkids, take up knitting, take up crocheting. There's a D&D crochet book coming out, right? Drizzt, you could make Drizzt crochet things and sell them on Etsy. No, he's just said he's probably gonna. He said he's done with Drizzt. There's no more stories to tell about Drizzt, which is probably fine. He's gonna fulfill the contracts he has for the other books featuring Drizzt's daughter, and then he might be done. If he said, well, if the mood takes me to write, I'm sure I'll write, but I really want to focus on my family and my kids and my health and just getting away from, I don't know, the toxic atmosphere that is D&D right now. And I can't blame him. Take your ball and run home, dude. We, for bad or for good, again, Drizzt is Drizzt, and we appreciate that you created this character that was so iconic for so long, even if this character did kind of ruin Rangers and did kind of ruin Dro. And as Gygax said, the only player character Dros he ever runs into are chaotic good Rangers who are trying to escape the corruption of the Underdark. And speaking of corruption, I'm a corrupt businessman. So here's my point where we tie everything up and remind you that I am a writer who has product on DriveThru that's for sale and will be for sale throughout the rest of the year. If you're interested in that, I'm also currently working on rewriting Vigilantes for Shadowdark. I've got a Patreon. The Patreon is unfortunately $9 a month. I'm trying to lower it to $5 a month, but Patreon won't let me. I don't think you should pay $9 a month for having to read my writing. But if you want to contribute to the next stage in the evolution of my product, it's going to be on the Patreon for a while, because I think Patreon's a better way for you to support than Kickstart. I've also got you could just donate money through the super chats or through the Ko-Fi. If you're interested in getting yourself some dice for the holidays, I am an Only Crits affiliate. So if, and they are the only dice in the tabletop role-playing game community that have been approved and tested by Steve the Cat. Whatever you do, I appreciate your support. Even if you can't support me financially because of the holidays, you support me by showing up and listening to me do this every day. So I appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you, whether you've been with me since day one, like Aaron the Relentless, or you're just joining. Happy October 1st. Happy Breakfast. Happy beginning of fall. Happy candy. Happy Halloween. And have a great day. Now, repeat after me. Oh no, Wizards of the Coast to make more video games? That's so wizard!
Mischief in the classroom, potions gone astray. Flying through the quad, now brighter every day. Laugh till we cry hard, sneaking out at night. Cloaks in the moonlight, everything feels right.